Well, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I thought I would take this opportunity. Dad was able to bring the truck home for himself because he's got an early start tomorrow morning. So I just thought I would take the opportunity to show you around in the truck and show you what I see. But I will say, for starters, when I am going to begin anything for the truck, I have to make sure that I do what they call a pre-trip, and I have to check the tires, I have to check the brakes, differential. I got to make sure that my fifth wheel is good, the tires are good, no leaking in the wheel well. Make sure that make sure that the nuts are tight and nothing looks loose. So I got to check all that. I got to make sure that back here looks good. My working lights are not cracked or damaged or anything like that. Got to make sure that that there's no leaking going on underneath the truck and on the fuel tank. I got to make sure that my glad hands are in good condition right here. Yeah, so I got to check all that. And then I also got to check to make sure that the caps are all secure for my fuel. My battery compartment, I got to make sure that I don't see any corrosion or anything like that. Make sure that the lights are not cracked. Make sure my mirrors and my windows are good condition. No damage there. Got to make sure that my outside lights, or not lights, mirrors are attached good. They're not loose. When I come out here, I have to make sure that all my running lights are working and intact and no damage. My grill, the same thing. The lights, the sticker as well. Got to go all the way around the truck and make sure everything is copacetic. And then once I've done that, then I have to open up the hood, which, I don't know, should I do that now? No, I won't bother. But anyway, I got to open up the hood. I got to check the oil. As long as the truck is cool. The best time to check your oil for your car or truck is when you haven't even started your vehicle yet. So anyway, I do all that. I check to see if any of my hoses and belts and all that stuff are in good condition, nothing frayed. No leaking anywhere, no corrosion anywhere, stuff like that. Make sure things are attached and secure. So that's what I got to do, okay? And then I get in the truck. So this is a Freightliner model. Got the nice bunk bed here. Brand new truck. It's like 31,000 K on it. So you can have your fridge in here. You can actually have a microwave. You can have whatever you want in here, as long as, like, once they assign it to being your truck. So then the next thing I have to do is make sure that all the paperwork, my registration, insurance, all that stuff is correct. Shut the door here. And when the truck is on, I have to make sure that I do a light check. So I'm not sure if on this truck it has it, an automatic, yes, light test. So what I can do here is I can click this and it'll go, I go outside and it'll go through all the different light scenarios. My brakes, my indicator lights, my headlights, my running light. It'll go through all that so that I know that everything's working on the outside. Then after I do that, then I have to make sure that all my gauges are working. So I got to make sure these gauges here are working. I haven't turned the truck on. I'm not going to do that. So anyway, make sure that they're all working, and my air is building up, my air brakes. So some of you may not know that a truck operates on air brakes. We still do have an ABS system, but it's mostly air brakes because it needs more, I guess, more power in order to stop a big truck like this. So we have air brakes, which is why when I talk about when you're following a truck or when you're going to cut in front of a truck, by the time, there's a 3-second pause from the time that the driver puts their foot on the pedal, the brake pedal, okay, then you got another 3 seconds for the air to get from the brake pedal to your air drums on the wheels. So there's 6 seconds. A lot can happen in 6 seconds. And so that's why I can't emphasize enough when it comes to cutting in front of a truck, and how much distance they need in order to come to a safe stop. Anyway, so you got to make sure that all the air pressures are building up and that they're working properly. And then I have to do a brake test. Okay, so in order to do a brake test, so right now, because I don't have a trailer, I would test just the parking brake here. So what I would do is push that in, right? And then, because this is an automatic truck, we turn this valve, we push the foot on the brake pedal to activate it, and then we turn it to drive. What I do in order to make sure that this is working is I have to turn this back to neutral first, pull this out to apply the brake, the parking brake, and then I can put this into drive, and then try and move the truck forward. If it doesn't move, then obviously it is working. When I have a trailer, I have to release this brake, so I have to pull it. So I have to apply the brake. So I got to pull it out, and then I got to push this one in. Then move forward, and if the trailer doesn't move, if the truck, when I'm trying to pull forward and it doesn't, and the trailer doesn't want to move with me, then I know that this is working. Then I have to do another trailer brake. This is a trailer brake that I can actually use while I'm driving if I've got a really heavy load and I'm going down a hill, and I can gently push that down as much as I need it. So it's a hand valve brake, trailer brake. So what I do is I have all these pushed in now, and then I move forward, and then I push this down, and then we stop. Right? So I have to do that. And then the last brake that I have to check is the foot valve, the foot brake. And I have to make sure that that's working. So I have all these red and yellow buttons pushed in, and I pull forward, and then I just push on the foot brake. If I stop, I stop. So all my brakes are working. Once that is all clear, I have to make sure that on my computer that I do what they call a pre-trip. And I am entering whether there's any defects or anything, or if it's clear. If it's clear, then I'm clear to go and I'm ready to go to work. Quite a lot that has to be done before you even move your truck, but you know, I'm safety conscious anyways, so that's going to be something that I'm going to take a lot of pride in doing, is making sure that my truck is safe to go before I even leave. Then also, so if there's a place that I'm going that I've never been to, I love that they give us this unit here. And so the driver logs in and can enter all the information when I have to do a pre-trip. I enter all the information in that. My trip planning, I can enter all that. I can get into the GPS and Google Earth and check out the whole area before I get there, so that I can see what I'll be up against, if there's going to be a tight corner or an area that's going to be tight for me to back into, or whatever the case may be, I'm already going to be knowing exactly what I got to do before I even leave the yard. So that this system is pretty cool. Also with these new trucks, there is a lot of sensors that can go off if you're not paying attention. So if your truck goes over the lines on the road, there are indication lights. So I'm not sure if you can see, but right here, that's a triangle there. That's an indicator light. There's also a camera system in here, as well as my Wi-Fi internet connection right here. So everything is here for the driver and the company to basically, like, you've got everything you need, but the company is able to back you up. Now, a lot of truckers kind of were iffy about having these cameras in the truck, but they really came out because there's a lot of times over the years where accidents would happen and it wouldn't be the truck driver's fault. It would be the other driver. But needless to say, because you're a commercial truck driver, you would always get the blame for it because you're the professional driver and you should be avoiding it at all costs. These cameras now, they're front-facing cameras, and if anything happens, it's all caught on camera and it catches definitely 5 seconds, but 10 seconds before the accident happened, so that they could verify to see what was the driver doing. Were they looking down? Were they looking over and then happened to look over or look ahead of them and then hit somebody? This, whatever. They are able to find out exactly what the driver was doing prior to the accident. And I think that's pretty cool. Like, I'd want my butt to be covered as well, so I don't mind it. Also, there's sensors all around the whole truck, so completely 180. Well, in the front, which is what I'm just getting used to now, is the distance between the truck and the car in front of me. This one here, because it's a brand new truck, one of the sensors is on the front grille, and that's the one that tells me if I'm traveling too close. So I'm just getting used to what that distance is, because you got to get yourself out of your personal vehicle and into the transport truck mindset. So for me, most people think, a car length away. Not in a truck. It's more like 2, if not 2.5, maybe even 3 car lengths away. And especially when you're on the highway and you have to go and pass somebody, it'll indicate that you've come up to that person too closely, too soon, before passing them. So they want you to decide whether you're going to slow down and stay behind them and keep that distance away, or pass them, further back. So it'll go off, it'll give you a little beeping signal to let you know, and it'll also tell you on your dash following too closely. So it gives you that notification. It's high tech, I think. That's the only thing I can think of. It's not the old 70s and 80s transport truck anymore. I was taught with the stick shift, the manual, and so when I got into since internship, when I got into the automatic truck, I kept going down to reach for the stick, expecting to start shifting, and I couldn't get it out of my habit of what I was doing in the school. So yeah, it's been funny, and Alex laughs at me every time because I'm on my 4th week, my last week of internship. Today's Sunday, so I start Monday, and this Friday will be my last day for my internship, and then I will be officially on my own with the company. So they're trying to find where I'm going to be, what division I'm going to be, whether I'm going to be with what I've been doing now, which is containers off the ships and delivering them, or if I'm going to be doing more more local, paper tissue runs back and forth, which if that's the case, that's kind of like the one I want. Some of the truck drivers are saying, yeah, that's the gravy trip or whatever, gravy job. I don't care. If I can get 3 trips in one day, which you can for this particular run, I'm making pretty good money. So that's the purpose. I'm not doing this to have fun, which I am going to have fun, but I'm doing this to make money and get Joe and I out of our debts. The sooner, the better. So that is my focus. And yeah, so anyway, this is where I'm going to be. And I'm almost curious because this truck isn't assigned to anybody. And I'm almost curious if this one might be the one that's going to be assigned to me, because I'll be considered a full-time employee, and all full-time people get their own truck. So maybe this could be mine. We'll see. But if not, it'll be similar. So they brought in a few trucks, new trucks, and because they plan on hiring a lot more people. But yeah, there's definitely a demand for truck drivers. And if you've ever considered doing something like this, don't hesitate. I waited for years, and it was all because I didn't think I could do it. Just the whole insecurity things and everything else that I battle with. I just said, you know what? I don't want to be stuck behind a desk. And not that there's anything wrong with that. If that's what you do, that's fine. That's fine for you, but it's not fine for me. And to be out what I would consider freely on my own, independent, in the truck, doing what I got to do, looking at God's creation while I'm driving, that to me is definitely going to be the highlight and the joy of my job. Anyway, I just thought I would just give you a little tour and tell you what I got to do, what I will be doing, sorry. Yeah, just give you a little glimpse to what a truck driver has to do. So I'm excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to get started on my own. I just can't wait. It's just going to be, yeah, it's going to be liberating. It's definitely going to be liberating for me. So.
I know, eh? What's going on? What's that big yellow thing doing in my yard, huh? Yeah, get used to it, because I'll be bringing mine home. Anyway, let's go see the babies. Hello. How's your day? What's going on? Hello. What you girls doing? And what are you boys doing? Misbehaving? Yeah? Well, Freddie won't let you out, eh? Freddie won't let you out. Because you're bugging the girls. Yeah. You're bugging the girls. Hey, buddy? Handsome dude, I know you are. You're handsome. What's going on? Hello? Hey. Come on out. Come on over.
Jeez, yesterday was so hot. If you have noticed, I got a little sunburn on my cheeks. A little bit of color. So Joe was down here again as usual, and he decided to till up the space for the potatoes. He tilled that up a little more, and I do believe he probably raked out the clumps of grass and weeds. So let's go take a look. Today has been a really gorgeous day. We had a high of 23 degrees Celsius, which is really nice this time of year. So yes, he really did a good tilling. This looks good. The only thing, I hate to break it to him, is we may have to pull this up and till it. We'll see. I don't know. Anyway, we won't say that right now because he's done so much work on his own, and I can't help but feel bad because I haven't been around to help him. So yeah, he went around again, so it does need to be raked. I just noticed something. I've been so used to seeing this spot and then all these trees standing up. And just seeing how nice and clear that looks. Even though the trees are still there, but they're down. But I just noticed. I really can't wait to get this back to pasture. There's so many plans going on in this pretty little head of mine. One thing is making it difficult is deciding how I'm going to go about this and the quickest way. What I'm thinking too is the most efficient way. After we get this all, we're going to get a wood chipper, which we got a friend who is going to lend us theirs. So that is a blessing. But once we get all this cleared up, and then we can pick up the trunks and cut them up and get them up to the house and stacked properly so they can dry out for the next year or two before we can even burn them. A lot of that is grass anyway, as you can see. But if you look closely, here I'll bring you over, there's a lot of sections that have this thick shrubbery. And a lot of this stuff is prickly as well. So we're going to have to rent some kind of a cutter to cut all this down. And you see how high it is. So it goes from a nice grass, which is beautiful when it is grown up and stuff, to this. So we got to get that up, cut up. We got to get these pine trees cut down. There's still quite a few of them that are on our property. Now I spoke to the previous owner who owns the other side, and he also has a mission to cut down the trees as well. So we're kind of on the same mindset, and so that's great and promising. And knowing that if we do cut one of his trees, which I messaged him and asked if that was fine, he said not a problem, because that's what I want to do too. So if we accidentally take one of his trees on his side down, he doesn't care. Obviously, it's going to save him from having to cut it. But anyway, so we got to cut all that. And then we've got this. I'm not sure if these are like poplar trees or what, but they grow from the ground up. Okay, so they can be pretty annoying. Let me see here. Here's a good example. This tree here. Look at that. So we've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They got 12 branches just coming off of this root. So we got to cut these down, and in amongst these trees that are all like this are some apple trees. And those were the apple trees that I found, was it last year or the year before? It must have been last year. And I had made some beautiful applesauce and apple pie filling from them. So I want to be able to get this cleared out. We got a fair amount of work to do, that's for sure. We've also got a ton of these ant hills all throughout the property. So that's going to be a task. Now, I've heard of different ways that you can get rid of them. But I'm also, you know, agriculturally speaking, ants can be beneficial. But anyway, so we got to take care of all that. But I understand that it's one thing at a time, one job at a time, and it will take time. So the first 16 months or so of me working is going to be specifically on our debts, where my money's going to go. Where our money is, but the work money I make, where that's going to go. So then I can start saving and putting towards another property where I'm looking to buy more land. So yeah, see, these are the trunks that we have to get cut up and stuff, but at least these have been drying since the fall. We found some old cans and stuff too. But, you know, once you get rid of these trees and the brush, I don't see a problem with it getting reestablished. But anyway, yeah, so like I was saying, my mind is all over the place. Sorry, guys. I can't finish a thought because I got another thought interrupting it. But yeah, so after I get the debts and everything paid off, then I can start saving and looking for another property that we plan on. That'll be our retirement property. And so I want to make sure that it's got enough property for me to raise my animals and living out my off-grid homestead life. It's funny because my dream, or something that I've always said, was that God put me in the wrong era. I've always dreamt to live in the little house in the prairie days, where everything was just so simple and family and everybody worked together, and you know, just that whole wholesome lifestyle. So when I think of off-grid, I think of Little House in the Prairie, and I am Mama, and Joe is Charles. So yeah, it's funny. Anyway, that's what I think of when I think of off-grid. Evidence that we need to clean up. So this fencing back here that you see is the corner of our property. So as you can see, from there over, there's a brook on the other side of the tree. So there's still all this that is not ours. But if you follow that post right there and straight out on an angle, that's our property, and then it goes up to the roadside. Another thing here is I want to get these trees all cut up. These are I want to get these all cut up because these are going to become a nuisance in a hurry. That way we can get this cleaned up as well. Again, so much to do, and I'm not here to help Joe. And that's why, like I said, I feel bad that I'm not here as much as I have been to help him. So we got to try and do everything we possibly can together on a Saturday or something. And yeah, like I said, I don't like the fact that he's doing all the work. Oh my! I was wondering where my coffee mug was. I left it here last night. So look at this. So green. We put so much gas on that. We could not burn it. It would not stay lit. So the other dead stuff died, or that was dead already. That burned, of course. But I was really looking forward to getting rid of these vines that have just choked out the rose bush. Like the rose bush is here, and I don't see any vines trying to get that yet. So we got to get rid of these guys for sure before it actually starts attacking my new willow tree. Last fall we planted 2 willow trees, one here and one right next to it on the other side. This one really took, so I don't want the vines to get a hold of that, but I just picture that tree getting so big, and just the branches, once they get big enough and the tree gets big enough, and you're coming up this hill, and I picture the branches tickling me while I'm going up the hill. It's the simple things in life, isn't it? See you in the next segment, another day, but same video, so don't go anywhere. Okay, so we'll see you shortly. Joe was able to grab a few loads of the trees that were down there. Hey everybody! On to my next day. So I'm at the Home Depot and I am having what they call a live load, where they unload me live. So anyway, it can be a little challenging backing up into this space here, but anyway, I just thought I'd quickly, while they're unloading me, show you where I'm at. Hope everybody's been having a great few days. We finally have had no rain for a couple days, so things are starting to clear up. Things were so just, I said in my last segment, I felt waterlogged and everything was just muddy. So anyway, this is the trucker's life. I'm thinking of doing a particular day of the week for just my job and bringing you along with me. Tomorrow is my last day for my internship with my coach, who's inside the truck right now resting. We're in Halifax right now, so anyway, I thought that would be a cool idea to bring you along with me. So next week I'm supposed to hear about which position I'm going to be at for the company and what I'm going to be doing, so I'll keep that everybody informed with that. So yeah, if you think that would be a cool idea of picking out a day, if you wouldn't mind commenting below which day you think would be good, once I get situated, mind you. So I'll kind of judge based on the comments below which day to put my day in the life of a trucker video. So comment the date, or not the date, the day of the week that you'd like to see it happening. I'm just kind of looking over where we just pulled in, and I just wanted to show you. So when I pull in behind this big building, very narrow, as you can see, so I really got to squeeze in. And then we've got these garbage bins that come out away from the building, so when I come around, I am like, I don't know, a couple inches away from the corner of this thing right here. And then I got to make a big old S to try and straighten up my trailer to get it into this door. Anyway, time to go. It looks like we're totally unloaded, so I'll see you in the next segment. Talk to you later. Well, hey guys, welcome back to the next segment. Today was my last day for my internship, and as you can see, I am happy. I feel so good and so proud of myself that I got through this. I started back in January, as some of you know, and yeah, and it's finally over. I did my last day of internship, and now it's on to the job and being on my own and getting my own truck. And so yeah, so next week is going to be pretty interesting to say the least. So it's going to be exciting, and I can't wait to move into this next chapter, to turn the next page. This is something that I have actually wanted to do. Some people can't understand why, but I don't know. I was raised a truck driver's daughter and raised by a truck driver, and I've always loved driving. I've always loved being out on the road, and I always considered it a well, you're traveling and you get to see all kinds of places that you probably normally wouldn't and get paid for it. So why not, right? Not that it's an easy job, because it's definitely not an easy job. So I'm really kind of already ahead of the game, where if somebody who is new to the industry and don't know anything about it, I kind of feel like like I said, I'm a couple steps ahead of the game and know what to expect, know what the job entails. And yeah, so I've got I had an uncle who loved truck driving, and he's no longer with us, but God rest his soul, he loved the trucking industry as well. And actually it was my dad who helped him learn how to become a truck driver. So anyway, so and now here I am. And my dad said, you know, had I known that you wanted to get into this a long time ago, you know, we could have worked on that. I'm like, yeah, probably, but I was too nervous, too insecure, too just, I was pooing all over myself and killing any of my hopes, goals, and dreams. I gotta roll down this window. My face is getting really red because it's hot in here. Hopefully it's not gonna ruin the the audio, excuse me. So bear with me. I'm just driving home now. And but yeah, I just wanted to quickly make a video and show how excited I am, and I'm full of smiles. Look at me. But yeah, I'm finally proud of myself that I actually followed through and achieved something. And like I said, you know, I've heard people go, "Oh, what's the big deal, truck driver," and stuff like that. But whatever. You know, you're not the one that's going to be writing my paycheck, I guess. So, and you probably don't understand. And for those of you who do understand and appreciate seeing women getting into the industry, thank you for your support. I've had people contact me and saying that they were praying for me and encouraging me and things like that, so I'm really appreciative of that as well. So anyway, so that's it. That's all I got. It is Friday right now, and we've got some things to do. Excuse me. We've got some things to do over the weekend, so I will be adding probably one more segment to this video, and then I'll end it. So, but anyway, the last segment, remember, I was asking if you wanted to have one day out of the week where it's the day in the life of a truck driver kinds of videos, if you want me to take you along with me. So if that sounds cool to you, comment comment which day that would be of the week that you would like to see it on, and yeah, we'll see which day of the week gets picked the most. Okay then, so we'll see you in the next segment. Thanks. Well, hello, snake. Shoot, I just missed it, but a snake went in there. Anyway, pretty long one too. So anyways, hey guys. I am down at the shed to show you. Okay, so here at the shed where we are going to be doing our processing for our chickens, Joe has been busy. Yesterday while I was at work, he got some water lines put in. Hi, Terry. For me. So he got all that put in for me. That was awesome. Great job. And it's fished. Let me see here. So he's got it here and then fished outside, so we'll go outside. Okay, and then this is where the hose will connect. And the hose actually is attached to the house, but he has it, he's got it jointed right here. So I've got a hose to deal with the back garden for the potatoes. And I've got another hose here that's going to deal with the watering here if I have to. And then the other hose will come through and connect to here. So I'm going to have unlimited water access while we are processing the chickens. So that was awesome. And it looks like now he is over at the garden and he's putting the fabric cloth down on the new section of the garden where we took down the greenhouses. So let's go check it out here. Wow, looks good. Looks good, honey. Ouch. Yeah, so we're gonna go lengthwise.
Yep.
And where was this cloth at? Was this the stuff that was still over there by the shed?
Yep.
Was it too long to go the other way?
Huh?
Was it too long to go the other way?
These ones were there too.
Okay.
Okay, then in this greenhouse slash garden, looks like he put the tables up in here. This will be, I think, temporary because he's going to use the other frame that we have that's out there as a working area to get the seeds going, I think. But I will double check. But yeah, perfect. And he's got the fencing up so that we don't have any deer chomping on our potatoes when we get them in the ground, which we gotta start getting them in soon. Yeah, gotta bring them down out of the storage room, and they do need a haircut. Hey guys, welcome back. It's another day here at the homestead. We were able to borrow a wood chipper, so Joe and I are going to be tackling the trees that we took down there in the fall and clean up these branches and stuff like that. So that's what we're doing today. Whew, okay, so we got 3 trees all nicely chopped up. This whole area nicely cleared, looks good. We're going to give it a break. We don't want to overwork that machine, so we thought it would be a wise idea. I'm going to get my sweater off the pole here. A wise idea to let it cool down and have a break and maybe do something tomorrow, because he's off again tomorrow too, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. But with that in mind, I'm going to close out the video this time, and we'll get started on making another one. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.